Hello, my name is Jaime Rivera.
I'm Joshua Law.
Hey, I'm Anthony Espinoza, and this is our project on reasoning to protest. The purpose of our project was to find out a purpose of our study. Um, so the purpose of our study was to figure out why people choose to protest. Another reason for our research was to find out what emotions and motivations take place when deciding to protest for change. Lastly, we wanted to see if emotions of protesters are a key factor in choosing to protest. Let's get into our deliverables. Our first deliverable was posted on Facebook onto my Facebook page. Um, it was created with the intent to express the connections of emotions and motivations that lead people to protest. We concluded that people protest because they believe their actions will lead to change, and in doing so, improve their own emotions. These are the references for our first deliverable.
Our second deliverable was created with the intention of reaching out to audiences of all ages, in which we discussed our first hypothesis we had created before research on this project. We also focused on explaining factors such as emotions and motivations that help start up protests. Our group created these deliverables so audiences could be introduced to the reason and chemistry behind protests. Also, we provided a link to our podcast, which is on YouTube. This is our references for our second deliverable. Our third deliverable, we discuss our second hypothesis, which we supported by doing archival research done by our team. Our team further discussed factors that caused protests to end in failure, such as strong emotions, which played a part. And we also talked about people that joined protests, which with the intention to cause trouble or like riots. This is our references for our third deliverable. Our fourth deliverable, we discussed our third hypothesis, which was determining whether emotion was the only factor in protests. We also discussed the motivations behind people participation within these protests. Did people protest due to emotions or because they benefited? And we provided also another link. This is our references for our fourth deliverable.
Our fifth and last deliverable was also a Facebook post that we posted on Anthony's pa Facebook profile. So basically, this post was summarizing all of our conclusions that we reached throughout our project. Um, so the purpose in us making this deliverable was just to help inform the general public that there are a lot of different factors behind protesting. That there are a lot of different motivations and emotions involved, and a lot of times they're rooted in people's personal grievances, but also a lot of times they're grievances with the social and political climate. Um, and emotions result from motivational goals and continue to help motivate them to reach those goals. And emotions and motivations actually influence each other because emotions cannot be independent of motivations. And here are the references for that last deliverable. And to sum up what we learned that we would do differently in this research project, so we learned that all in all, emotions are catalysts for people to protest. And while emotions themselves are byproducts, they help to mobilize a lot of different people into organizing. We learned that the motivations for participating in protests is very complex and multi-layered. And a lot of people act from personal grievances, but others act from a lot more broader ideals of, justice. Um, and lastly, we learned that not all protests succeed. It's not a guarantee, and a lot of protests have actually failed because emotions have escalated to a point where violence has broken out and, you know, has, caused the protest to fail. Um, So how could we have done our project differently? We could have used different platforms from Facebook, maybe stuff like Instagram or Reddit or any other social media platform. We could have maybe distributed flyers in person, so there would be more of like an in-person emphasis on our research project. We could have maybe done our project in a different format, maybe using surveys or interviews or just polling just to gather some quantitative data. Um, so we could have also maybe done our project as more of like a content analysis, like where we went online and looked up any posts that we found were related to protesting or organizing in any nature, just to kind of analyze, what the emotions and the motivations were behind them, and just, noticing anything that was similar or, unique, just to compare and contrast. So yeah, thank you.
That was all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.